Rohan and Aryan had always been more than just brothers. They were best friends. Growing up, they shared a room, toys, and secrets. As they entered their early 20s, their bond remained unbreakable. Rohan, the elder by a year, was a free spirit. He loved music, played the guitar, and dreamed of starting a band. Aryan, on the other hand, was more practical. He was studying engineering, with a focus on computer science. One day, Rohan convinced Aryan to join him at an open mic night at a local cafe. Aryan was hesitant but eventually agreed. That night changed everything. Rohan's performance was electrifying, and Aryan discovered a hidden talent for spoken-word poetry. As they gained confidence, they started performing together. Their unique blend of music and poetry drew crowds, and soon they were playing gigs around town. But with fame came challenges. Creative differences led to heated arguments, and they questioned whether their partnership was sustainable. Despite their differences, Rohan and Aryan were determined to make their partnership work. They started brainstorming new ideas, blending their styles to create something unique. Rohan began experimenting with beats and melodies inspired by Aryan's poetry, while Aryan started incorporating musical elements into his words. Their hard work paid off. Their performances became more energetic and engaging, drawing larger crowds. People raved about their chemistry and creativity. Encouraged by their success, they decided to record a demo. In the studio, they poured their hearts into the music. The process wasn't without its challenges, but they pushed through, driven by their passion. When the demo was done, they were thrilled with the result. As they prepared to release their music online, fate had other plans. A prominent music producer attended one of their gigs and offered them a record deal. The brothers were stunned, unsure if they were ready for the big leagues. Rohan was ecstatic, envisioning sold-out concerts and stardom. Aryan, however, was more cautious, worrying about losing creative control and the essence of their art. The brothers found themselves at a crossroads, torn between chasing their dreams and staying true to themselves. The brothers spent sleepless nights debating the pros and cons of the record deal. Rohan argued that it was an opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to reach a global audience and make a name for themselves. Aryan countered that they would lose autonomy over their music and be forced to conform to industry standards. One night, as they sat in their small apartment, surrounded by guitars and books, Aryan pulled out an old notebook. He flipped through the pages, filled with lyrics and poetry, and stopped at a particular entry. It was a poem he had written during a tough phase in their lives, when their parents had temporarily drifted apart. The poem spoke of resilience, staying true to oneself, and the power of brotherly love. Rohan listened intently as Aryan recited the words, his voice filled with emotion. For a moment, they forgot about the record deal and reconnected with their core passion, creating music that spoke to their souls. Inspired, Rohan proposed a compromise. They would sign the deal but negotiate for creative control and the freedom to produce music on their own terms. Aryan agreed, and together they crafted a counteroffer. To their surprise, the producer respected their vision and agreed to their terms. The brothers signed the deal, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. As they embarked on this new journey, they faced unexpected challenges. The producer pushed them to experiment with new sounds, and they struggled to balance commercial appeal with artistic integrity. But through it all, their bond remained strong, and their music continued to evolve. One day, they received an email from a fan who had been touched by their song. The fan shared a personal story of struggle and perseverance, crediting the brothers' music with helping them through a tough time. The email resonated deeply with Rohan and Aryan. They realized that their music had transcended mere entertainment. It had become a source of hope and inspiration for others. This realization reignited their passion, and they poured their hearts into their next project. The brothers' next project was an album that blended their signature sound with new influences. They spent months in the studio, experimenting with different styles and themes. The process was intense, but the end result was worth it, an album that showcased their growth as artists. The album, titled Echoes, dropped to critical acclaim. Critics praised the brothers' innovative sound and heartfelt lyrics. Fans devoured the music, sharing their favorite tracks on social media. As Echoes gained momentum, Rohan and Aryan found themselves on a whirlwind tour, performing in cities across the country. They played to packed venues, meeting fans and signing autographs. The rush of adrenaline was exhilarating, but they also faced the challenges of fame, constant scrutiny, endless interviews, and the pressure to produce more hits. One night, after a sold-out show, they received a mysterious message from an unknown number. "Meet me backstage tomorrow. I have a proposal that could change your lives forever." The message was cryptic, but something about it piqued their curiosity. Rohan was skeptical, warning Aryan about potential dangers. Aryan, however, felt an inexplicable pull, as if this meeting could lead to something groundbreaking. They decided to keep the meeting, curious about what the mysterious stranger had in store for them. The next day, backstage at their venue, they met a charismatic figure with an air of confidence. He introduced himself as Marcus, a visionary entrepreneur with a passion for music. Marcus revealed his plan to create an immersive music experience, blending sound, visuals, and technology to transport audiences to new dimensions. Marcus wanted Rohan and Aryan to be the creative core of this project, pushing the boundaries of music and art. The brothers were intrigued, sensing an opportunity to redefine their craft. But they also had doubts. Was this a chance to revolutionize music, or a risk that could compromise their artistic integrity? Rohan and Aryan were torn. On one hand, the prospect of creating something revolutionary was tantalizing. On the other, they worried about losing control over their music and art. Marcus, sensing their hesitation, offered them a glimpse into his vision. He took them to a secret warehouse on the outskirts of the city, where a team of artists, engineers, and designers were working on the project. The brothers were amazed by the scale and creativity of the setup: holographic projections, interactive installations, and cutting-edge sound design. Marcus explained that his goal was to transport audiences into the world of their music, creating an immersive experience that would redefine live performances. He wanted Rohan and Aryan to be the creative directors, overseeing the artistic direction and ensuring that the music remained true to their vision. The brothers spent hours discussing the project, weighing the pros and cons. Rohan was excited about the potential for innovation, while Aryan was concerned about the risks. After much deliberation, they decided to take a leap of faith and accept Marcus's proposal. As they embarked on this new journey, they faced numerous challenges. They had to adapt their music to fit the immersive format, collaborating with the team to create a seamless experience. The process was grueling, but the end result was breathtaking. The night of the premiere arrived, and the anticipation was palpable. The venue was packed with fans, critics, and industry insiders. As the lights dimmed, Rohan and Aryan took the stage, surrounded by a 360-degree visual landscape that responded to their music. The performance was a masterpiece, a fusion of sound, visuals, and technology that transported the audience to a world of emotions and imagination. The crowd erupted in applause, cheering for an encore. Rohan and Aryan had pushed the boundaries of music, creating something truly revolutionary. But as they basked in the glory of their success, they received a message from an unknown source, a message that would change everything. It read, "You think you've innovated? Wait till you see what's coming next." The mysterious message sent a shiver down their spines. Who could be behind it, and what did they mean? Rohan and Aryan were torn between curiosity and caution. Marcus, sensing their unease, reassured them that it was likely a rival artist or a prankster. But the brothers couldn't shake off the feeling that something was off. As they pondered the message, they received an invitation to an exclusive after-party, allegedly hosted by a secret organization of innovators and artists. The invite was cryptic, but the promise of meeting like-minded creatives was too enticing to resist. At the after-party, they met an enigmatic figure named Lena, who claimed to be part of a network of artists pushing the boundaries of art and technology. Lena revealed that she had been following their work and was impressed by their innovative approach. Lena shared her own vision of a future where art and technology converged, creating new forms of expression and experience. Rohan and Aryan were intrigued, feeling like they had stumbled upon a community that shared their passions. As the night wore on, Lena dropped hints about the mysterious message, implying that it was a test of their courage, creativity, and willingness to push boundaries. She invited them to join her network, promising access to cutting-edge technology and collaboration with like-minded artists. The brothers were torn. On one hand, the opportunity to be part of something revolutionary was exhilarating. On the other, they worried about losing control and autonomy over their work. As they deliberated, they noticed that Lena seemed to be hiding something. Her words were laced with an air of mystery, and her eyes sparkled with a knowing glint. What secrets was she keeping, and what lay ahead for Rohan and Aryan if they chose to join her network? Rohan and Aryan decided to join Lena's network, drawn by the promise of innovation and creative freedom. Lena welcomed them warmly, revealing that her network was called the Nexus. As part of the Nexus, the brothers gained access to state-of-the-art facilities and collaborated with artists from diverse backgrounds. They worked on projects that pushed the boundaries of music, visual art, and technology. One project, in particular, caught their attention, a virtual reality experience that allowed users to step into the world of their music. Rohan and Aryan were amazed by the immersive quality and emotional resonance of the experience. However, as they delved deeper into the Nexus, they began to notice strange occurrences. Equipment would go missing, and some members seemed hesitant to discuss certain projects. Lena would occasionally receive mysterious messages, her demeanor changing from warm to guarded. Aryan's curiosity got the better of him, and he started investigating the Nexus's history and motivations. He uncovered hints of a hidden agenda, suggesting that the Nexus was more than just a creative collective. Rohan, however, was skeptical, believing that Aryan's concerns were unfounded. The brothers' differing perspectives created tension, threatening to drive a wedge between them. One night, as they worked late in the studio, Aryan stumbled upon a hidden room deep within the Nexus's headquarters. The room was filled with cryptic symbols and strange devices. Suddenly, Lena appeared, her eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intensity. "You've discovered the heart of the Nexus," she said, her voice low and mysterious. "We're not just artists, we're pioneers. And you, brothers, are about to embark on a journey that will change everything."